And hello and welcome once again to Toy Soldiers Old School. This is I wrote it down, um, episode 61. If we get where I'm going, the title of this episode will be The Heart of Darkness.
Fun.
I know, right? Mm. All right, so my name is Diane Morrison. I'm known online as Sable Aradia. I'm the creator of the Toy Soldiers Saga. I am the game master for this game. When I play a character, when Aaron is game mastering, which he does sometimes, I play Captain Celine Wintermist. She is an idealistic young priestess who joined the Avalonian Imperial Navy and then the Marine Corps in order to see the universe and maybe help some people out along the way. War was not what she was expecting, but here we are. My and her pronouns are she and they. I will go to my left and we'll start with Rowan.
Hi, I'm Rowan. I play Lady Von Ben Starsong. She's an ensign in the Elven Imperial Marines, but originally she really did join the Elven Imperial Navy. She joined to see the universe, fly on starseed ships, which are amazing, and new plants, new critters, all sorts of new things. Occasionally, she likes to stab a slaver in the groin, and she's discovered family and boyfriends and all sorts of things in her journey. And her pronouns are she, her, and so are mine.
Awesome. We'll go around the circle and we'll go to Dawn.
Hi, I'm Dawn. I play Yasmin Snowwind. I was a orphan. I say was because I've now found my father and sisters. Um, Joined the Navy for the heck of it. Turns out I was set up to go in, and now I find out that I'm a shapeshifter, of all things, turn into a tiger. So yeah, there's that too. And my pronouns are she, her.
Awesome. And Blake.
Hi, I'm Blake. I'll be playing the part of Crowley, a Phoenok, feline-like race of my own creation. He had been banished from his homeworld for reasons that, if you've been following along, you already know. And yeah, he's had a blast joining the Navy with his friend Yasma and the crew, and yeah, looks to have a bunch more adventures. And our pronouns are he, him.
Awesome. And we'll go around now to, it says G Man, so Taz.
Hi, I am Taz, also known as Gmino99 on the internet. I play Ardent Spellsword, a Kensai Magus who likes crafting things. Pronouns are he, him.
Awesome. Siobhan.
Hello, I'm Siobhan the writer. I will be playing the part of Lieutenant Lilas Madrimlian, who is an altruistic young elven, well, I guess you say Marine now, but officer, who joined the Avalonian Imperial Navy to, out of family obligations, has become a member of the Marines, and is looking at starting up his own division. He was planning intelligence, but has figured that Black Ops might be more his style. His pronouns are he, they. Mine are she, her.
Awesome. And Chris.
Hi, I'm Chris. I play Arians. He's the grizzled, somewhat older guy. He's the Mustang of this group. He came up through the Hauser Hole. Used to be an enlisted Marine. Thought he was pretty common birth. Finds out that he's a Duke. And now is rubbing elbows with the highest levels of the Avalonian nobility, and is still a bit lost with that. But now has more of a family and has a girlfriend, and his pronouns are he, him, and so are mine.
Awesome. And last but not least, Aaron.
Hi, I'm Aaron, known online as Aaron Ree, which is spelled exactly as it's pronounced, R-I-G-H. All right. I play the part of Ruavel Sunfall, who is destined to become the father of the protagonist of the Toy Soldier Saga books. And our pronouns are he, they.
Awesome. All right. So, do we have an intelligence officer's report?
Well, let's see. Intelligence officers report supplemental. Why the heck am I doing these reports anymore? I'm not intelligence anymore. But no. We are just about to leave the wormhole and get back into true space, aka in the Carthan sector. And we are hoping to be able to be far enough in advance of the oncoming fleet to give warning. However, we have no idea.
Awesome. All right, so something we do that's kind of unique to our games is that we have what we call the chat crew. The chat crew are people in the audience who have purchased the right to play. It's the 100,000 channel points. They generally play important NPCs, but they are often actively involved in the goings-on that occur, right? Supportive characters, as it were. And we're glad to have them. We have a couple of them in the chat. There's Dazzlecat, Dragon Magpie, and now DM Stretch has just joined. Are you going to be playing the character we were discussing, out of curiosity, Stretch? Right? Or have you come up with a different idea? If so, I should probably see your sheet. Either way, I should probably see your sheet. Brilliant. Okay.
Taz.
Lieutenant Tattletale. That's awesome. Intelligent, yes. Wise, not so much. That's kind of true.
Yep.
For sure. Yeah.
He's working on it, but wisdom comes from learning from your mistakes.
That's true. There is a television in the background somewhere.
Is there?
Yeah. I apologize that, I don't know. The only reason why I care about TVs is because sometimes you get copyright strikes from those. Did I make a ruling on what I asked about? Yes, that's right. Okay, so actually no, because I needed to discuss it with the players, and this is the first time that we've met since then. Okay, so Magpie is a little concerned about playing the having no emotion thing. She thinks it might be difficult and triggering emotionally. We are interested in people having fun in this game, right? So she was hoping I could either find a way to undo it right away or retcon. What do you guys figure? Just love to hear your thoughts, and anybody can have any thoughts they want. There's no right or wrong answers here.
Just retcon it.
You'd rather retcon?
Yeah.
If it's going to be a problem for her, just retcon.
Yeah, okay, good. I'm inclined to do that myself. I just wanted to make sure it wasn't going to spoil anybody else's enjoyment of the game either, right? If it was, then I was going to find a way to, quickly undo it. Pick plan B, says Daz. What was plan B? Remind me. It's been a couple of weeks. Oh, the retcon. Okay, everybody's in for the retcon. Okay, in that case, we need to come up with what she made the bargain with instead.
Well, maybe she doesn't lose emotion, she just loses all sensation. Like she can't actually feel. Like the nice feels of tickling or caressing.
All sense of taste, that's a good one.
Or pain.
That could get dangerous.
Yeah.
Her eyesight.
Ooh, blindness. always nasty?
No, I mean, I guess she needs to offer something else, and you need to decide what she gets out of it.
Well,
Because
like I said, that's why I was saying the sensations of nice sensations, like she loses her sense of touch. And now she can't feel anything. Not her emotions, but her actual.
I'm not sure what of
Yeah.
this would be, just as bad, right?
Yeah.
So my point to it is only that why is that moving around? Okay, my point to it is that there was some sacrifice of some kind, right? Some bargain, some trade. I'm not really hung up on what that is because it doesn't really matter, but because the game progressed and the fight ended as it did, due to that, the bargain that was made, another bargain needs to be made in its place.
I'm sort of for the sense of touch thing. There's actual diseases that make you lose your nerve feelings, basically.
I feel like it could be just sense of touch, but not pain. She can still
Um,
feel pain because that's not a good feeling.
That's right.
and it can cause all sorts of difficulties. You have when you can't feel things with your fingers, you have trouble doing things like doing up buttons.
Mhm.
That becomes problematic. Finding your way in the dark, knowing where your feet are, because half of our foot navigation, it has nothing to do with sight, and it has everything to do with a sense of touch. It's by nerve endings.
I can tell
I'm
you
just
for
saying that might be as triggering for a
might be.
character as anything else. That's why I said maybe she just needs to make another offer,
Yep.
and we
Um,
decide how
I,
much she gets out of it. I mean, we already know it ends the fight. I mean, we said something about that was a pretty steep price, so she probably got a lot of elves out of the grasp of the void, but maybe she didn't get as many because she didn't offer as much.
Right.
maybe she sacrificed her voice. She does have her raven who can speak for her.
Mhm.
Okay, that's cool. Yeah, I agree with you, Magpie. Magpie says in my in-universe argument is if the warlock is too depressed to move, then they aren't very useful. That's true, right?
Yep.
And I doubt that the void wants that, right? And I am completely down with taking stat and skill debuffs as an extra result if necessary, says Magpie. Yeah, I'm down with that too. I like I said, the game is about fun. If it's going to deprive you of fun, I don't want it, right? I'm not interested in that. There's no point in making people suffer with something they won't enjoy, right? So
Does Magpie have any suggestions as to what,
yeah,
Nimmelin sacrificed? Maybe she has some ideas.
yep,
Or they. I don't remember gender specific.
Magpie is she.
yeah, and so is Nimmelin. Yeah,
Mhm.
so that's fair enough. The touch thing is fine with me. Add a debuff to dex saves.
Mm,
Okay.
mm.
Okay. The void accepts your bargain. I like that because it makes sense according to the wording, and we don't really have to change anything that actually happened in the game. I can tell you for a fact, being married to an amputee, that there is a lot that goes on in terms of walking that is based in the feel in your foot. Sometimes Aaron does not notice things underneath his prosthetic and trips, right? So maybe do a rogue, summon Nimmelin's hair loses its color. Yeah, that's cool too. Okay, so I'll say not a completely destroyed, but a dulled sense of touch is how we'll run that. You will get a -2 to dex saves as a result of that. And this is not. This is a
Reflex saves in Pathfinder.
reflex saves. Yes. Right, and it's sort of an ongoing effect, right? Which is to say that it can eventually be dispelled. Right. We had that idea with my eyes, says Magpie. We can do that at the same time since stealth brought that sort of thing up. I forgot what you said about your eyes. There was something unusual, but I don't remember what we decided on. Yes, we'll have that, and that goes with the whole mark of the void thing that Stretch is talking about, which makes sense.
Eyes lose all color and look like the inky blackness of the night sky.
The weird purple color. Yeah, inky blackness of the night sky is a good one. It would actually look very much like that because they would still, Nimmelin would still have the gold sparkles or the, from being Elfar. So
Yeah.
that would look like stars in the inky void. It would be very cool. Slowly get either a naturally dark or light purple. For context, they were originally blue and currently normal purple. Yes, they'll go dark purple. Almost black. And I don't think we're going to do this gradual. I think we're going to do it sudden. The void has touched you personally. Your eyes just change color. It'll be a little creepy. It'll be fun. Does this sound fair?
Mm-hmm.
Void, boop, LOL.
Ooh.
Yep. Boop. Brilliant. Okay. If that is acceptable, then it's just after the fight. You guys all the wraiths have disappeared. That is where we left it.
Mm-hmm.
Except for the one in the jar.
Right. Is everyone okay? Says Celine. Casualty report, she says.
Well, Madruma's going to look around.
Mm-hmm.
See what he notices.
I'm ruling there are a couple of dead crewmen.
Yep. We lost Private Skyjack and Private Starseed.
Is anyone injured? She says.
I'm fine.
Yeah,
Here.
I think I'll be all right.
Okay.
Crowley, having been touched repeatedly by the void wraiths, is very cold right now.
Wrap him up in a blanket.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, I may have been touched a time or two, but I think I'll be okay.
Use some prestidigitation to make that blanket toasty.
Yeah. Okay, so Dragon Magpie says, I believe I'm all right, Captain. Quill chides void in the background, while Nimmelin tries to walk towards the rest of the crew and immediately falls on her face. Oh, says Celine. Goes over.
So does Madrimlian.
Yeah, picks her up, starts checking her over. Dad says, ooh, I'm going to have to edit the story now. Yes, you will. But, hey, we're here for fun, right? So, yes.
So, whether or not I noticed the change in the eyes or not, I rolled an 18 total.
Well, she went unconscious, so her eyes are closed right now.
No, she fell on her face. She didn't go unconscious.
Hmm.
Yeah, Alisander is currently seeing to Crowley, I think. So
In which case, Von Bin will head over there, see if she can help her to her feet. Is she cold?
yes, she's cold.
All right. Make her clothes all toasty too, since I have prestidigitation going.
Perfect. You're wrapped in a warm blanket, Magpie. Or Nimmelin, rather. Nimmelin says, muffled, my mouth is a little large, I believe. I only felt the stinging of the impact. Was anyone else touched by the ghosts? Says Celine.
I was.
She looks a little pale herself, actually. I believe Celine was touched once. So.
All right. Warm Celine's clothes, warm Adrenaline's clothes. It's the fun part about prestidigitation. You can change the temperatures of things.
Yep.
Good thinking, thank you, she says.
Thank you, Von Vin.
I don't know what you did, she says
No
to
problem.
Nimmelin, but that was outstanding, she says, and you were very brave, Crowley, she says. It's definitely a commendation in that, she says.
Oh, it ain't nothing. The crew and ship were in danger. It's just what it is.
She kisses Crowley on the head and gives him an ear scritch.
He purrs a little and puts his chin up.
Hey, she says, looking at the new white hairs. Look, she says.
Well, you probably wouldn't be able to see that underneath my uniform until.
Oh, is it under? Okay, it's under the uniform. All right, she didn't notice that.
Yeah, it's on his chest.
Oh, okay, never mind. No,
It'll be
she doesn't notice.
like once it's seen, it'll be a handprint on his chest.
Right. Okay, yeah, she doesn't see that, obviously.
Yeah.
In that case, she just scritches his ears.
All right, Nimmo, let's get you down to the sick bay.
Now,
Although the one touch was a little extra chilly.
yeah, let's have I want him looked over thoroughly, and anybody else who is touched by one of them, I want us looked over thoroughly too, she says.
Yeah, I'll help Nimlin down because I need to go myself.
Von Vin nods, yes. Let's get these folk to the sick bay and tucked in with some warm rocks, and we'll give everybody a good check over.
You gave us quite the scare there, she says to Xerxes. Are you okay, Commander?
I think I'm okay.
You have the con then, she says. Squeezes his
I have a
shoulder.
line on it. It's fine.
Now, for Stretch's benefit, Evolith Oleander is currently the bosun aboard this ship. That basically means that he is in charge of, like, the general crew. Right? It has some other jobs, but that's the most immediate one. So what he should be doing right now is checking on the enlisted and making sure they're all right, and then reporting this information to the officers. Yes, Stretch is the boss of you. That's right. Not the boss of me. Yes, he is. On it, says Stretch. Yep. All right. So who's down stats, by the way?
I believe I never got touched because I was after I saw people curing them, I went into like full dodge mode.
Right.
I was lucky enough that when I did get touched, I made my save.
I think Crowley got hit by one though because that's why he has the handprint.
But she rolled an 8 the buff because you gave him Bear's Endurance.
Yeah.
That's only temporary, though. It should technically still go down, and I believe it's a permanent. So once the temporary is gone, it goes away as well.
Right.
In that case, somebody's going to have to cast Greater Restoration on.
Yep. Now, what level do you need to be to have that spell? Remind me.
I don't know what's the 6 or not.
Restoration, 4th level spell.
Right.
Gotta
Greater
be-
Yeah.
Restoration, and that is normal D&D.
Right.
Gotta be 7th level.
Yeah, so Stretch says, on it, passes Daz. How are you feeling? I'm fine, Bosun. Never touched. He responds, and then Magpie says, I was immune, so I don't think anything happened to me. Stretch says, or Evola says, good to hear it, as you were. Off to check on the rest of the crew. Yep. I was protected by Odin, says Daz.
Uh-huh. Oh boy.
Just a quick thing. It takes 100 gold piece worth of diamond dust.
Which means we'll have to wait until we hit port.
It means we'll have to wait until we hit something that has planets anyway. Diamonds are actually not that difficult to come by in space in some places.
Yeah.
There are
Yeah, like
asteroids
the
floating
alchemy
out there.
lab.
Actually, there might be.
No, we used that to make the special decanter.
Right.
Anything spare like that was used because we needed like 10,000 gold pieces worth of stuff.
Right.
To make the water of the endless decanter of endless water, right?
Yeah.
Which I believe can't be used in the wormhole anyways, because it requires it accesses it to the plane of water or something like that.
Yeah.
It's a fact.
As Stretch points out, space doesn't have De Beers joining or controlling the diamond trade. Nope.
Yeah. So Greater Restoration is Cleric 7. So
Yeah, greater restoration.
that's the only one that takes care of drain.
Really? I thought restoration took care of drain.
Mm-mm. The Restoration just does. I was just looking at it.
Temporary negative levels or one permanent negative level.
Right.
But we're not doing levels, we're doing stat.
Right. Restoration Greater is the only one that says the spell functions like Lesser Restoration. It dispels all permanent and temporary negative levels, afflicting the creature. Also dispels all magical effects, penalizing the creature's abilities, cures all temporary ability damage, and restores all points permanently drained from all ability scores. Eliminates fatigue, exhaustion, and removes all forms of insanity, confusion, and similar mental effects. So yeah, we have to get a greater restoration somewhere,
Yeah, which
which
is
means
13th.
which is someone beyond our level.
Yep, that's right.
Alessander might have it.
No, he's level
No.
12.
One level short.
Yep. Yep, you guys do not have somebody aboard who is capable of doing it. You will have to operate at slightly diminished stats for a while. Yeah. Nimlin asks Quill if he can douse, as in, like, sense where there might be diamond. Probably, but not in a wormhole.
Right.
Anyway, and it is not on the druid list anyway.
Yeah.
It is a cleric thing only. We'll have to find a priest.
Yep.
Fun.
If we were going the other way, we could ask your brother. But
Or you have to have life 7 as a domain.
Which is priest.
Yeah,
Well,
domains.
druid can have a domain.
Yeah, I don't think she's that kind of druid, though.
No.
No.
I do believe that I took like plant domain.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, so feeling rather subdued, people make their way back through the wormhole. You guys are checked over. You're given warm blankets and prescribed things like, you know, an extra meat ration, right, to try to restore your strength somewhat. But you're told, frankly, yeah, you need a priest.
And cups of like ginseng tea or something.
Yeah.
Yes, since we've now figured out how to make hot tea in the wormhole. Thank you, Von Ben.
Yeah, it's called prestidigitation, man.
I thought we'd said that they'd used something in the galley that was along the lines of a heat metal on a plate.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because there's no open spark. I do believe that was what was traditionally used in second edition Spelljammer too.
No, people made up their own solutions in Spelljammer. There's like, you know, and it depended on the dungeon master's ruling. I apologize for eating. I have to put some food in my face. So, I mean, it's cookies. It's not really food, but it is calories, so.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah.
I just have to point out that cookies usually include things like eggs and fat and you know,
yeah.
so that's protein and carbs.
There you go. See?
Higher amounts of sugar.
Shh. We don't need to hear about that.
Shh. Magpie chews on basically more nutritional cardboard. Huh. Noticing absence of taste. Yeah, you guys go back to a relatively normal cycle. Let's see. Celine leaves Xerxes on duty for a while and personally sees to the care of the dead. She, after all, is a priestess of Arianrod. Yeah.
Regardless, though, something happened there, so Von Ben will also make sure that he gets a warm blankie and a cup of, you know, hot broth.
Stretch checks on crew below deck, goes down steps, turns a corner, catches shin on a loose crate, grabs nearest crewman. Why is that there? I want that secured now. Walks off when no one is looking. Ow, for fuck's sakes.
Oh, Madrimlin, once he's checked over, is going to go check on the prisoners.
Yeah,
because
that's a good
they are a
question.
responsibility. So,
The rule those going.
yeah.
I wonder how cruel I ought to be. I hadn't decided what to do with them yet. I thought about them.
Roll some dice. You know you want to use your shiny math rocks.
Mm-hmm. You're right. Okay. Let's use some shiny math rocks. How lucky are you today? Remember that if you have not been with us before, you may re-roll any roll up to once yourself, and any re-roll may be done up to twice by two different people. Like one person can do one can do another, for good or ill, whether it is in favor of or against the players or the game master.
And 1s and 20s are immune.
Mm-hmm. 1s and 20s are immune. You're stuck with those. So we have about average luck, because we rolled a 10 on a d20. So average luck being law of averages, number of warm bodies. Does anybody remember what our total number of warm bodies was?
I'd say we were somewhere in the neighborhood of 60.
I think there is about that. Yep, and there's only 3 of them, as I recall.
Plus, I
4?
will point out.
4.
No, okay, but I will also point out that they're high-level orc officers who are probably pretty tough.
Yep,
So the fort save is probably not that big a deal for them.
probably not. It's the goblin I'm concerned about, actually.
I was going to say, yeah,
Yeah.
the
Yeah.
goblin, however, could be in trouble.
Oh, that's right. It was 1 goblin, 2 orcs.
They're fine.
Whew.
Everybody's okay. What the hell was that? Says the captain when he's approached.
We're not entirely sure, Admiral. I believe it was a
Yeah,
void wraiths.
I've never heard of such a thing, he says. Ghosts in the void is what you're saying.
Yeah.
Elves are bad enough alive, he says.
I'll see to it you get an extra ration today.
It's not necessary, they didn't touch us, he says.
Doesn't matter. Everybody's getting extra rations today.
Alright, he says. Yeah, Esau was on duty in the brig, that's right. Daz says with Lieutenant Mad busy with the prisoners and not giving new orders, goes back to building the space skid. Nimmelin, healer, how does this feel? Brushes Nimmelin on the back where she can't see. Like what? What are you talking about? Yeah. Dead people. I got Quill and I don't understand the rest of the sentence. I sponsor to let them be properly dead.
I got Quill and its sponsor.
Oh, right. Okay. Ooh, extra nom-noms, yay! Ahem, back to serious. I think he gets this character, actually. Cool. Dad says even Void Wraith Delves go, ew, orcs and goblins! Is anybody doing anything special for the remainder of the trip through the wormhole?
Well, Magellan's going to chat with Nimmelin.
Okay.
Not specifically that she doesn't ordinarily do, which is, work, spend time with Xerxes and Alessander when time permits via their duty shifts, etc.
And we can do that off screen at another time there, Magpie.
Okay, yeah, fair enough. I'm learning that it's really useful to record some of that sometimes, so if you do get the chance, please feel free. We can always put it in a bonus episode.
Yep.
Nimmelin learns how to walk and is in denial. Quill is markedly not in denial.
Nope, Quill's into space.
Huh. Stretch, you might be getting a clue there, right? Get extra rations in this game. In real life, I'm a little hungry. Then Valheim tells me I could eat another bite. Did Quill ever acquire the little medallion yet? Now, yes. No. He wouldn't have taken it off of one of the living crewmen. It might be needed, but the dead don't need it anymore. Be right back. Off to the fridge. Yep.
Siobhan, can I ask you a favor?
You talking to me?
Nope, me.
Can you come down and put some of this liniment on my back? I can't even concentrate. I hurt so bad.
Ouch.
Thanks, sir. Be liberal. Right in the middle of my back, but pretty much everywhere.
So, yep, while that's going on, funeral arrangements are made. It's mostly a service right now. One does not commit bodies to the void in a wormhole. Because they're kind of superstitious about it. They're like, we don't really know. Some people get left here, but we don't really know what happens.
No, we have a suspicion now. Look what happened.
Yeah, so magical preservation is applied. And they are stored in canvases, sewn up in canvas. Somewhere best not mentioned. There we go.
Druids actually have some options as far as that goes now with the Pathfinder spell list, including Preserve Corpse as a spell. We
Yes.
can also like deflesh one or reflesh one.
Oh, that's handy.
Or those could be arcanist spells, but I know that they're kicking around anyways.
We do
Okay.
now, Eeps, says Daz. Yep. Nimlin says, hold on, there was something. Nimlin wanted to read anything that may apply to not saying dumb stuff to your eldritch sponsor. Actually, interestingly, there is a bit of a library on this ship. It contains various information about extraplanar and magical entities, among other things. It's not a huge library, but there are a few books, some of which are rather valuable. And yeah, it's there for the reading. So I'm sure you can find something about, don't be offering things that you're not willing to pay, right? It's a matter of considering the consequences of what you say and how you say it. Dealing with patrons is kind of like dealing with a genie. You have to be careful about your phrasing. Mm-hmm. It's like making a deal at the crossroads.
Yep. Arden does have knowledge planes. It's one of my class skills as a magus.
Right. I'm sorry to hear today sucked, Barbarossa. I'm glad to see you, though.
There you go.
And I was right. Those are druid spells. Restore corpse, preserve corpse. Fun stuff.
Awesome.
I'm using what's left on my hand to get my back. Oh,
okay.
Please.
You guys are live mic, just so you know. Dad says, and the silly restrictive rules the captain made me read. Yep. I assume I need to relearn to write. Not exactly, Magpie. Have you ever had your hand go numb? I mean, it's just you gotta look at it for a while, right? Because you can't really feel it, but you gotta look at it. I injured a nerve carrying shopping bags at one point, and it took my hand a few days to get back, kind of like having carpal tunnel a little bit, Yep, we were supposed to level up. That's right. Did anybody level up? Probably not. So we'll do it for next time. Oh, but that's right. I do a giveaway when people level up, don't I? Did I do that?
Nope.
I didn't. Oh, well. I guess we're doing a giveaway. Do we want to do it this time an hour in, or do we want to save it for next episode? I'm cool either way. I am hearing resounding silence. Next time would be cool. Okay. I was going to say, should we do the level up giveaway now? Which technically we should, because we leveled up last time. Or do we want to do it next time?
I thought it was only the crew members who leveled up, not the main party.
Oh, was it?
Because otherwise you'd be level 10, and I think that's a little fast
No, no, no.
between levels.
Stretch has a special thing. We'll talk about that.
Upon going to sleep that night, Crowley getting changed out of his uniform, he notices the handprint. Of course, he's getting changed in private and notices this. Quickly buttons his shirt back up and puts his coat back on and goes to see the captain.
Okay.
Hey, Captain, do you have a moment?
Sure, she says.
Could we go somewhere private for the moment?
Of course. Indicates her ready room.
Go into the ready room and
Closes the door.
just say, I don't know what this may mean to anybody else as he's unbuttoning his shirt, but I know what it might mean to me. And he pulls across his shirt to expose the white handprint on his chest.
Oh, she says. Well, on one hand, I suppose that's very good news for you, she says.
It could be. It very well could be.
Oh god, the bad pun there.
The fuck was that?
I don't know.
You said on the one hand, I went, oh god, the bad pun there. It's a handprint on his chest.
Ah. She says on the other, not the way you wanted to get rid of a particular stigma, I imagine. Are you all right? She says.
I kind of like it. Even the void wants to touch my heart.
It's pretty unique, she says. She, rubs some of the fur, the white fur, smiles.
He smiles back. Yeah, it's interesting, but if you don't mind, I'd like to keep it between you and I for now.
That's entirely up to you, Crowley. That's your right, she says. Did you tell Yasma?
Oh, I haven't yet, but
Okay.
She's got a lot of her own goings on right now, and she's still got a lot to process with finding her own father and finding her own family and all of such things. I don't need to bother her with this.
She says, Crowley, if you don't tell her, it's going to hurt her feelings more than you could know. You should tell her, she says. Nobody else but her. Trust me on this.
Fair enough.
Okay.
Thanks for the advice, Captain.
Yeah.
And
gives him a squeeze on the shoulder and,
goes to find Yasma.
What's Yasma up to? It's, kind of a weird hour of the night. First watch.
Would I be up on duty or would I be sleeping?
Were you injured from the race?
I don't know.
Do you remember whether she was injured there, Blake?
No, she wasn't.
Okay. In that case, yes, you're on watch. Because Celine is giving people who are injured as much rest time as she can.
Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah. I'm on watch. Crowley finds me.
She's probably the officer on the deck, actually, because Xerxes has been up for something like 36 hours, right? And Celine was injured. So.
Yeah.
Yeah, he left the con in Yasma's hands and went to bed.
Okay.
Yeah, makes sense.
So you're in charge of the ship at the moment there, Yasma.
Oh, wow. Lots of responsibility.
Yep.
I'll go over and tug on Yasma's pant leg. gesture for her to lean down because I gotta whisper something into her ear.
What's up, Crowley? As I bend over.
And I'll explain to her that when the wraith touched me, it left a mark. My hair color has changed.
Really? To what?
I have a white handprint on my chest.
My eyes get really wide. I'm like, does that mean?
Maybe.
But you don't want anyone else to know?
Not yet.
Okay.
Just as where my home is a secret, so is this.
That's fair. Walk away.
And then Crowley goes back to going to bed.
Okay.
And I go back to work.
The following day, after a conversation with Vonvin and Alessander about Nimelin's condition, Celine produces a book that details physiotherapy for nerve damage and gives it to Nimelin.
Written by Esteban Kimarne.
Yeah, Nimelin's what, a corporal now, right?
Yes, Nimlin is corporal.
Okay, yeah, corporal, says Celine. I understand that you've actually suffered some additional effects from your injury. I'm sorry to hear it, she says. She hands her the book. She says, but my brother has written some very helpful information on recovery and physio. She says, I recommend you take his advice. And don't forget that I'm a doctor too, she says. Actually, the chat crew knows, right? I forgot.
Mhm.
Yeah, so my brother.
So what's the most inconvenient time of the night watch?
The most inconvenient time of the night watch. I would say right before the turn to morning watch. So roughly 4 a.m.
Yeah, well, Arian's going to roust out the enlisted Marines at that time. And work them through some calisthenics drills and weapon drills because that was the most pathetic response I've seen. You all look like,
Pathetic maggots.
Y'all look
Space
like
tuna?
Kark trying to, hump a space tuna.
The space tuna!
Eric trying to hump the space tuna.
Oh my god. I'm gonna remember that one. Hump a space tuna. That's gonna make it into a book. That is great. That is great.
Yeah, I know exactly where it's going to come from too. It's going to be Madrimlian yelling at the new recruits.
Almost certainly. Yeah. Yeah.
Guys aren't out here to hump a space tuna,
You look like Star Sharks trying to hump space tunas. Get better.
Nice.
It's not a pretty sight.
Nice. Yeah, Nimelin is prescribed a high fish diet to recover. Nimelin responds, thank you. I'm not sure if this relates to my condition, though, Captain. I will, however, learn as much as I can and use the techniques. Yeah. No, that's
Fish oil.
very polite. That's nice.
Fish oil helps regenerate nerve growth, which grow at a rate of 1 inch a year, or something
1 inch a
stupid
month.
like. Okay, it is a month. Yeah, you would remember.
Yeah.
Nice, we got this going on. Okay, Daz is not in her bunk. She fell asleep in the mini pulled cache. So that could end up with some additional discipline and trouble, I'm sure. Stretch says boot up the ass from the bosun, too, as much as his rank and authority allows. Yep, quite a lot, actually. Basically, what's going on right now is in some ways, Arian's still trying to find his footing, and he's sort of overlapping your job a little bit.
Bosun is basically your chief petty officer,
Yeah.
right? He's your chief. You even address him as chief occasionally.
Right.
Right. You know, so he's in charge of all the enlisted on the ship. All of them answer to him.
Well, I mean, theoretically, all the Navy personnel that we've drafted to
Yes.
handle the sales and all that stuff.
Yeah.
I'm talking about I roused out the enlisted Marines, our fighters and our,
Right.
you know, our bug suit crew, our chat crew Marines.
Yep.
Yep.
You
Well,
know.
that he's in charge of, yes. Yeah.
So, I mean, I could get the Sergeant Major to do it, but I'm also running the Sergeant Major's ass at the moment, too. So.
Yeah. It was exhausting picking the right strap for the space spin, right? And then discreetly getting it to the cache. Uh-oh, says Daz. Yep. Yeah, and so Stretch, basically, it's your job to run the enlisted Navy crew, right? So, if you're taking a cue, which obviously you are, yeah, you'll note that Oleander, starts, yeah, and the rest of you get your asses to the sails. Do you guys forget how to fight with a belaying pin? What the hell's the matter with you?
I may have gotten names mixed up again. Because they said, talking about zombie magpies. Like, no, it's supposed to be Nimblin.
Okay, Nimlin, right? Magpie says, the nerves are probably fine. My sense of touch has just been yoinked. Has no one actually asked me what happened other than Officer Mad? I like how that's caught on. In some ways, they didn't have to. They heard you talk.
Uh-huh.
Right? Now, some people might be bewildered as to the specifics, but you were right there on the deck. Celine is aware that you were talking to some kind of extraplanar entity and made a bargain. Right? She is assuming this is a price of the bargain.
Rovell figures it's above his pay grade.
Because Celine is a priestess of Arianrod. Arianrod is the elven goddess of the stars, the void, right? The moon, right? And spiritual travel, including the travel of the dead. Spirits are kind of in her purview. Yeah. So she knows. I don't know if anybody else knows, but she knows. Right?
Well, Dermot might not know it was in Void, but he does know that whatever she said released all the Void Wraiths. Therefore, there was some sort of deal struck.
Right. This is great. Yet, Stretch sees Daz, thinks about discipline, but nah. Creeps up and slams hand on table and laughs when Daz jumps, recommends either a coffee or bed. I'm in a cache at the stern on deck. Any flat surface then, says Stretch, is what he hits. Pick the floor or the wall, and I do have a stealth of +5. Wall, says Stretch. Daz is probably going to have her ass saved here by Stretch. Because technically, Daz being a Marine, right? Or is she a Marine?
She's a Marine,
Yeah,
and she's a bug suit.
She's one of the bug suit crew. Yeah, so she kind of falls under Arian's purview, and Arian would not let it go.
Actually, when she's off duty, what she does is up to her, right? It's just like if she failed to respond to getting rousted out, for, surprise drilling, then there would be an issue.
Which is what's happening.
Well, would have if not for the fact that,
Yep.
Stretch got our attention, right? So. Yeah, so the surprise drilling goes on, which I love. I'm very amused by this.
He's basically railing at him. What have you gotten soft? We've been doing all the work lately. You have just been hanging out on the ship.
Ooh. Them's fighting words, but that's great.
Yeah, McDermott will actually join the Marines in the roust out.
Yeah, Celine's not going to because that would just make everyone awkward.
Oh, I did say I only asked about the enlisted part because
I know.
I'm pretty sure all the officers are us.
Yep, pretty much. Yeah, so drilling goes on, and I imagine that this is a routine off and on throughout the rest of the trip.
Well, the reason McDermott joins is because he hasn't joined in as often as the others.
Yep.
So he's making a point of showing that even he is responsible to maintain his own.
Yep, no, I get that, and that's a good thing.
And actually, as he comes out as lieutenant, I've been a little lax. What do you want? Or what do you need?
We're just doing calisthenics and general fighting drills right now.
All right.
Why don't you work the archer?
As.
Oh, sorry, I was muted.
Yeah,
we're just working. We're working. Calisthenics and fighting drills. Why don't you take the archers and work them on their response time to the fighting tops, Lieutenant?
Avalon. Yep, grab the archers.
Yeah, you don't have to Avalon him.
That's right.
You guys are the same rank and you actually have seniority.
Yep.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah, calls all the archers. Corporal Moonflower.
Sir.
Get your squad together. Let's go.
Avalon.
Archers.
Sir. Yep, they're getting with it. You get the sense, actually, guys, that the crew is really feeling rather bad about the fact that they lost crewmen. And they're using it to work harder.
Yep. It's part of it. To help them get past that and give them something to do rather than to just sit there and dwell on it. So.
Yeah, when they're going off to bed after they're all exhausted and stuff, Ruavel's going to give them a pep talk.
Okay.
About, basically about, honoring their memory. Right? The only thing you can do is be the best crew you can possibly be because they can't do it for you. Yeah. And that's how you honor them.
You could role play it, or you could make a diplomacy roll, and I'll take it into consideration.
Just make a diplomacy roll. I don't feel like role playing.
Yeah, I get that. I get that you're tired and sore today.
I rolled a natural 20.
Ruavel shows signs of a potentially great officer. He comes down and he's, all very, I understand that this is very hard. It's very hard for all of us, but, we've got to go on. We've got to honor their memory. We'll remain strong, and, and he's brilliant. Right? He's actually brilliant. He's inspiring. Even Arian, who tends to be kind of like, yeah, fucking kids, right? It's like, huh, really? Yeah.
Yeah, and then he'll tell him to get some rest.
Yes, sir, they say. Thank you, sir.
He nods. Give a few pats on shoulders and stuff. And
Yeah, they're all looking at you with a expression that you have never seen in your life.
yeah, it's called respect.
Yes.
I've never had it.
That's right.
Yep. Then he'll go give a similar pep talk to the Marines. Or to the, that was to the Marines, sorry. That,
Yeah, to the enlisted sailors.
Enlisted sailors, yeah.
I'm not going to make you re-roll. I figure with a D20 you've got, like, you know, with a natural 20 you've got something, like, really good there, and it inspires them too. I'm actually going to give everyone a +1 morale bonus on saving throws for the next combat. Just because it's fun.
Well, thank you.
Right, Arian rips him down. Rubel builds him up.
And that's how it's done. That is how the military works, my friends.
Mm-hmm.
That is how command goes. Yeah. If he eventually comes back to the captain's quarters, I don't know if he's been staying with Celine or if they just don't do that on duty. I don't think they do when they're on ship, do they?
Only when she's off duty. Right? He'll come to her cabin when she's off duty, and he's off duty, but he won't stay there.
Right. That makes perfect sense. Yep, proper command structure as much as possible.
Right.
Yeah.
But he does come to see her after the pep talk.
That was great, she says to him.
I just said what was in my heart, he says.
Keep saying it more, she says. She says, trust yourself more, Rufel.
Yeah. Easier said than done, babe.
Maybe you just need someone to believe in you, she says, and gives him a kiss. And I do, she says.
Thanks, that means a lot to me.
Yeah, she kind of, you know, folds into his arms.
Yep. We should head straight for Evergleam when we get there.
As fast as we can, she says.
That's where they're going to attack.
I thought about stopping at that outpost there, Peridot, she says.
Yeah.
But I did the calculations, and it's going to be at apogee from the wormhole, she says. We'll do faster if we head right for Talasia.
Yeah.
She says. It's bad timing, she says. Well, no, it's probably good timing, she says. We've met enough of the Fomorian command structure by now that we should recognize the fact that they're really intelligent, and they probably picked this time to invade because of the favorable astrophysical conditions for them.
Well, yeah, all the rear fleets on the other side of the fucking system at Peridot.
Yep, she says. Yeah, exactly. They've got a pretty much unbroken access line right to Talasia. We're going to have to give it everything we've got, she says, and hope.
Yeah, that we make it there ahead of them.
She says, well, I'll call on, I'll cheat and call on the dad scrying device when we get there, but She says, I don't know if that's going to make any difference. He's in Carthan. He's not in Talasia.
Right.
And he's not in command of the Navy. Not
Nope.
directly. So there's only so much he can do.
Yeah.
Seems an ironic loss, she says. To crew. To our own dead, she says.
Yeah.
When we're at war.
Yeah. This is what upsets me about it is they didn't die at the hands of the enemy.
Exactly, she says. I mean, we all train, right, as soldiers and sailors, and, you know, we kind of expect a good death, you know? It's what we're here for. We accept that as part of what we signed up for, right? This is not part of what we signed up for, she says.
No.
But, she says, I feel better after your speech. Squeezes his hands.
Thanks.
You're going to make a great officer someday. A great flag officer, I think, she says.
I don't know about that.
I think I do, she says. Let's get some sleep. It's going to be a long day tomorrow, she says.
I mean, I'll stay here with you tonight.
I'd like that, she says.
Yep. He curls up with her in her bed.
Yep, and they just go to sleep. Snuggling.
Yep.
In the meantime, Nimlin sings a sea shanty she picked up under her breath. It's not as bad as you would assume. Nimlin dreams the plot of the movie Independence Day. Nimlin humans are so weird. Stretch is quiet for a while. I'm okay, but listening to the crew, listening to what they say in casual conversation that they don't say to me, judging the mood of the crew. The crew was freaked out. Really kind of disturbed before Ruavel's speech, but hey, he rolled a natural 20. Right? So they're adjusting, they're processing. There's some grief, of course, you know. These are their good friends, right? And it was a horrible way to die. But they're heartened in that, you know, and they're right. You know, they're right. They need to get their crap together more effectively. They were asleep at the wheel. They were not expecting this response. They were not alert, and they were taken by surprise, and they paid for it. They will not allow that mistake to happen again. The LT is right. So is the bosun, and they need to get their crap together, and, you know, they'll do better by their crew.
Crew will also note that while Arian is riding them hard, he's working himself probably at least half again, if not twice again as hard.
Yeah, exactly.
Like when they dismiss, he's still working weapon forms and, you know, all that stuff.
But Dreamland hasn't left either. He does the same as Arian.
When the crew is dismissed, then when Celine does not have other duties, she comes out and joins Arian. Daz is glad the morning shift came and relieved her in the brig and went to bed on her lovely bed lumpy with coins. Nimlin is not really disturbed by the ghost, but is disturbed by the dead crew members. Fair enough. How long did I say this wormhole trip was going to take?
9 days.
Sometime in the early afternoon the following day, the person on lookout says, "Portal sighted!"
Hands to stations.
Yep, Celine
Yep.
comes up on deck, puts out her glass.
Recommend we beat the quarters just in case they beat us through the wormhole.
Good idea. Beat to quarters, she says.
We will beat the quarters!
Boom, bada boom, bada boom. So we'll beat to quarters. Now, for those of you who have not been here before, when you see the little drum down there, that means the crew is in a combat situation, and therefore we will be concentrating on the combat and not really paying attention to anything else. So,
Except for Daz's person jumps into bug suit and hurries up to deck. Yep.
gotcha. Real quick, does Nimlin have a cane or something? Probably by now you have been given one for a time being. Yep. All right, we're at halftime. So before we get into anything with the wormhole, I think we're going to take a brief break. I need to take a bio and get a coffee. I hope that you guys will enjoy the opportunity to do the same.
Just as a quick, Ruvel orders Corporal Moonflower back to the sick bay.
Corporal Nimlin, you mean?
Yeah.
Back to sick bay?
Yeah.
Well, if Ruvel didn't, Madremlin would have.
Okay.
Right. They're out here with everybody else at their station. They're still not well.
Bosun Evolith Oleander gets crew moving, watches how they perform, gets himself ready to. Yeah, they're right to it. They're right on it.
Yeah.
Okay, gang. We'll be back in a few minutes.
That was perfect timing because
And we are back.
Yo.
And friend, we're all here.
Amazing that. All right, the crew is sent to their stations. We beat to quarters. Why do I never remember her name, our helmsman?
Mariama.
Mariama. Okay, so Mariama being our, I think she's our best pilot, is she not?
Yes.
Yeah. She is at the helm. As the black hole of space, the tunnel that the rainbow streaks of the wormhole are feeding into begins to lens towards you as you approach it.
All hands brace.
Yep. All right. Everybody make me a profession spacefarer check.
Or sailor.
Or sailor.
Sailor or
you got.
marine.
Mm-hmm. That includes the chat crew, by the way.
I got 14 and 11.
I rolled a nat 20.
Okay.
27 total for me. I'm still waiting for Blade to come in from a smoke.
No worries.
I did tell him.
Yep. D20. That's right, Stretch. I'll just kind of do something in my head for you for now, but Evolith is kind of a consummate sailor. So,
Yeah.
18 for me.
unless you roll something disastrous, you probably don't need to worry about it.
Dirty 20.
Dirty 20, gotcha. Nat 20 from
Magpie's-
Nimmelin, nice.
It's got about plus 20 to professional sailor.
Ah, okay, 6 on the die. Well, it's definitely not his best brace. Profession Marine, does it count? Yes, it does.
No, 21. He's got plus 21.
You rolled a nat 20 there, Daz?
That's that says -1. That's right. It's a skill check.
Is there another stat I can use?
Besides Profession Sailor?
Profession Marine?
Or pilot.
Pilot? Okay.
I don't know
I
if
can do.
pilot applies here.
Yeah, what's the...
You're bracing to, like, you know, not get knocked
Yeah.
around when you enter the wormhole.
Yeah, I'd say pilot would apply.
Yeah, that's true. I suppose as a pilot, you know how to best take advantage of the natural shifts in the gravitational airs.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
44.
44?
24.
24. Okay, gotcha.
Right.
20.
DM stretch roll to 6. That only gives him 27.
Whatever I tried to grab was
26
dirty
for
and
me.
greasy.
Okay, I'm trying to hear Arian.
26.
26. Gotcha. Okay. Celine also rolled a nat 20, so she looks like a pro.
Jesus. Dragon Magpie rolled a nat 22.
It's nice.
So did Daz.
Nice. Yep, Stretch says whatever I tried to grab was dirty and greasy. We'll be sure to correct that little issue after this. Yep. Frankly, it doesn't matter with a nat 20.
Yeah.
Do you have it down
Actually-
as fly? You might. Yeah, because that would be your piloting skill for your bug suit.
I
Of
didn't think
course,
Magpie had a bug suit.
doesn't Magpie have a bug suit?
If Magpie had a bug suit, Magpie would have been on the rescue team instead of being the one on the
Hmm,
ship jamming.
that's a good
Right.
point.
Maybe Magpie can't fly. So it's a wisdom check from Magpie.
Yep, but it doesn't matter. You rolled a natural 20.
Yeah, you rolled a natural 20, so it doesn't matter, right?
So
Right.
you're fine.
Right. Wait. I thought natural 1 and natural 20 doesn't play into a skill check.
Oh, it does in our game.
Success or, okay.
Yeah, you can critically succeed at a skill check and
Yeah, you
critically
could get
fail.
lucky and look like a freaking pro at just about anything, or fail catastrophically if you're an expert. It can happen. Why not?
Okay.
Yeah, we do apply that. It's old school, but
Yeah, but I like it because, you know, there's always a little bit of random chance in that effect.
And, you know, we're all old.
Exactly.
Facts right there.
hence we call this old school.
Well, except for Taz. Taz is not. Taz is like,
Taz is a wee whippersnapper.
that's right.
But he's still an
a
old school
youngster.
player. But he's still an old school player.
Yeah, he grew up around this game.
Hey, the title is Toy Soldiers Old School, okay? There. Yeah, okay, so nobody falls crashing on their fucking head. That's
Right.
basically what happens. Nobody gets thrown overboard. You guys managed to brace yourselves sufficiently. Some of you look more professional at it than others, but everybody's fine. As you guys head into the black of the void once again.
Even 11 made it.
11? Who had 11?
Xerxes.
No, Xerxes falls and fucking bashes his arm on something.
Nah,
'cause
re-roll that.
Rolled a 2.
Xerxes is just a fucking klutz. I think we can establish this now. He has the worst
Yep.
rolls with this shit. How many
Oh,
times
that's-
has he
that's
fallen
much
down,
better.
tripped over shit?
14.
Yeah, you stagger a little bit, but you're all right.
Yeah, that's what Roosevelt rolled too.
Xerxes is Maturin.
Yeah.
Never will get his sea legs under him.
No.
Yeah. Celine kind of does one of those discreet, puts a hand to her mouth to hide a smile things.
Laugh it up, he says.
I didn't say a word, Commander, she says.
I was ordering the crew.
Of course you were, she says. All right, get as many eyes on the sky as we can, she says. We need to find out if anybody's here.
Avalana and Madrimlin will head to do just that.
Yeah, bellow out. Anybody with a glass, take a look around, find what we can find.
That includes you, Corporal, yells to Daz. Because Daz has a glass that's even better sometimes. Because Daz's
right.
glass can find the helms.
Does Daz obey the order? Takes out the glass of detect magic. Daz sees helm signatures. It's too far away to make out, even with the glass where you currently are. But Daz gets the helm signatures. There's a shift in the airs that is conglomerated around two glowing dots that do not look like stars. Because for one thing, they seem to be purple. Stars are not purple.
Well, I've
You
got
mean stars aren't purple.
They're not purple.
I have a 25 on my perception check.
Doesn't matter. It's too far away to see.
Yep.
But Daz sees it.
Heading! There, Corporal. What's the heading?
Now, I see purple blobs, says Daz. This is for the audio later, if somebody's listening.
Yep.
Can Quill use my skills? No, but Quill does not need your skills because Quill goes rah and flies and is fine.
Yeah.
Yeah, and she points where. Yeah, that's true. She probably doesn't have enough training to go off the top of her head, bearing,
She's not a navigator.
So Madrimlin will take care of that. 21 for navigation check.
Celine says, catch them.
Avalana, yells Mariama and guns it.
Brace for full excel. Pow! Make another sailor check or whatever.
I did better this time. 24 and 25.
If anybody gets less than 15, let me know.
No, I got a 27. Oh, Daz, reroll, reroll.
Are you spending
I'm
rerolls
nice.
on the chat crew?
20.
You can. Okay.
Yes, I'm wasting a reroll on the chat crew. I don't
Okay.
need my.
I didn't say it was wasting. I asked if you were spending it.
Yep.
The chat crew is important too. And I'm
Well,
sorry,
yeah, I don't
heard
need
20 from Blake. Did I hear anything else over there?
24 from me.
That's what I thought I heard. Okay, good.
23.
Well, Magpie, you're not gonna fall off the edge. You're still in med base, so you just fall out of bed.
Yep. 4 on the die, not my day.
I'll
Fortunately,
give her a reroll.
you give her a reroll? Okay.
Yeah.
She could get really hurt, actually.
Yeah.
So that's a good call. Okay, 16 means that Daz is good.
Okay, and DM Stretch, I'll give a reroll too. Oh, Daz, give a reroll.
Copy that, Daz. Stretch, you may reroll your 4.
Not that it would matter. He would have 25.
It doesn't really matter. Yeah, he'd be fine, but I mean, he's trying not to look like a complete arse in front of the crew. So, yeah.
So then he rolls 19, so he rolls a total of 40.
There we go. I got the one for Nimlin.
Okay, Nimlin may also reroll. And Alessander fell on his head. No, actually, no, wait, nope, barely makes it, actually. So. That's right.
What is your wisdom modifier?
Yes, Nimlin will need to know your wisdom modifier to know what the modifier is.
New roll is
Plus
14.
0. So the new roll is 14. Well, you still
She
kind
is
of
laying
slip
down.
and stagger.
She is laying down.
Yeah, but she's laying down, so she kind of gets bumped around in the bed a bit. Yeah. Pow! The ship takes off. How fast are we going, by the way? Mariama has never used the full capability of her piloting before. I don't
No, she
think.
hasn't. TR20.
I see.
Yes.
Glad we made friends. Okay. Zoom! For those who don't know, that basically means she's a 20th level mage.
Yes.
Now we've gone plaid. Yep.
Yeah.
The stars turn into streaks of blue to red as they wave shift. Zoom! Celine's like, actually, Celine looks unbothered because Celine rolled another natural 20, and she's like, you know.
Nonplussed.
What's that?
She's not nonplussed.
But she does kind of raise an eyebrow.
Jim was thinking, and that's my girlfriend? Cool.
Yeah. Okay, so you guys basically hit the gas. Off you go at relativistic speeds. Definitely you've gone plaid. You guys start to see shifts in the light before too long, right? And those of you who are seeing the magical, like those of you who are at a helm or looking through the detect magic lens can see these purple blobs getting bigger.
Yeah. Good, because Madrima was going to make sure.
Who has really good ship recognition skills? Arian has made an active study of this, as I recall. Has anyone else?
Madrima was, but I don't have the knowledge ships yet.
Right. Okay, Arian, you may make a roll to identify the ships. Nobody else can. They're 2 wavelengths shifted. They all look drawn out and extended, like a fun mirror almost.
31.
You recognize them as fast-moving Fomorian scout ships.
I'll report that to the captain.
Then I guess we'd better prevent them from reporting, she says. Good work. Shoot them down, she says.
Can we tell they're heading now that we're closing?
Actually, they look like they were not going anywhere. Like they were waiting.
So they're in a picket line.
Yep.
Mariama's going to try to time it so that they come out at interstellar speeds right in between the 2 boats.
Okay,
So
that's a hell of a pilot roll. But go ahead and make it.
Madrima looks at Xerxes. Can you make the ship invisible for this?
This speed, he says.
Right.
I rolled a 19 on the die.
Okay, you guys see that she's like heading right for the area between the ships, and you just realize what she's doing when she hits the brakes.
Right.
Fire, says Celine.
All broadsides fire! Yells Xerxes.
Corporal, with me. And we're going to go off the stern. Captain, taking out those helms.
She nods. Yes, she says. Affirmative.
We should definitely have the element of surprise.
Oh, God, yeah.
Yes. Yes. I'm going to give you a surprise round. This is why I haven't let anybody fire initiative or roll initiative yet. Just do some damage, guys. Whoever's got a gun, use it.
Okay, we got 2 catapults on either side.
Mm-hmm.
Right? 1 catapult forward, 1 catapult aft. Or ballista, I mean.
Yep.
Right, they're on the forward and aft are on turrets. They can fire to the starboard of the port.
Okay.
Right, so we basically have 2 catapults and a ballista firing in each direction.
2
Nope,
catapults
we're
and a
going.
ballista.
Yep. No, Corporal. We're going to have some fun. Tosses her a boom. Let's go.
Yes, says Daz. Love the boobs.
Get us to the helms.
Okay, are you guys going to split up, or are you going to assign another crew to go to the other side? You have 2 ships, remember? 1 to the port, 1 to the starboard.
Yep. We're going to hit them both, actually. Because I'm going to have Daz direct me to the one, and then go take care of the other one. Oh, no, we're going to need 2 more crew to go with us.
Well, pick them fast because you're running out of surprise time while you're fumbling around figuring out what you're doing.
Arden, Arian. We got helms to take out.
Okay.
Arian, you go with Daz. Arden, you're with me.
Bonvin will stand by in case somebody needs fixing or, a cloud of seasickness is required.
How far away are the ships when we drop out? That's my question.
Yeah.
Before we do anything, how far away?
That's a very good question. You do drop out right between them, and they were flying wing maneuver with each other. They're like right the fuck there.
They're close.
You might be able to throw a line and board.
Okay, so both catapults go off, 1 ballista on each side, 1 ballista on each side goes off.
Mm-hmm.
And then, can I see, like, the captain of the one? Which way did you send us, Madrimlian?
You're going aft. You're going port.
Like, can I see the captain of the one to the port? Is he
Roll
up
a
on
die.
the-
Tell me whether you get odd or even.
Even.
Okay. Yes.
All right.
Yeah.
I will go for him while Daz goes to set the. I assume these are fairly small, like gunboat size, torpedo boat size.
Yes.
Okay. So she
4 or
should be able
5
to.
crew on each of them.
You
So
guys are
she
going to
should-
slaughter them, actually. But
So yeah, she should be able to set the boom. I am basically just gonna go. I'll take the attack opportunity, but I'm basically just full speed bull rush over the side, grabbing them and knocking them off the other side of the ship.
Yeah. Ruavel's doing the same with the other captain.
good move, gentlemen. Okay. So who wants to fire a weapon? Let's start with that, because those will go off before we are, away crews.
Yep.
Because it took us a minute to get organized. Daz uses stealth to go set the boom. Roll your stealth.
Likewise with Madrimlian, of course.
Yep, Stretch turns to nearest crew, says, get ready. You want to fire off one of the weapons there, Stretch, or roll for it, rather? You're welcome to.
Do we have a Sparkles in chat? He is our... Nope, he's not. Darn.
Okay. Nimlin, you're also welcome to roll for one. Okay, does, alright, yes, Stretch is gonna roll. Does, Bosun Oleander have anything that will assist him in being better at commanding the weapon crew? Can't hear you.
Yeah, profession siege engineer.
Ah! What does that give him for, well, I guess it gives him that
Gives
score
him-
for a bonus, doesn't it?
Right, gives him plus 21 attack bonus.
Jesus Christ. Okay, so yeah, you hit.
When he commands a crew on a thing, they hit.
10 on the die, because I was looking at familiar rules and not paying full attention, says Magpie. That's fair. And I appreciate that you're looking that up. So, okay, so, the first, if it's 2 catapults and a ballista on each side, right? That's what you said. We're just going to go in progressive order here. The first catapult hits. The second catapult misses. Anybody else want to fire off stuff, or shall I resolve this with d20s on my own?
I'm fine with you resolving it.
I'm fine.
Okay. Remind me what damage they're doing with, or what damage Stretch is doing with his catapult.
5d6.
Alright, so that's 5d6 damage there, Stretch, for you to roll. I'll roll some damage for these guys in the meantime.
22 points probably blows it to Christ.
Yeah, it goes right to hell.
I'll probably break it up anyways.
3 6s. Nice work.
Nice.
Okay, so the catapult hits on that side, ballista hits on that side. The one hit by the catapult goes to, turns into flak. The one hit by the ballista is basically
It's 3d8.
What's that?
That's 3d8.
3d8. Okay. It's a good blow, but it doesn't blow it up.
No.
The ballista does stick into the bow, but
Yeah, it crumples part of the side wall in it.
yeah. All right. So Daz goes to place the boom. The ship blows up underneath her.
Above her.
Or above her.
Yeah.
Boom! I'm sorry, Daz. In the meantime, Arian, make your bull rush check, and I will make an attack of opportunity, of course.
Well, let's see here. Combat maneuver bonus. Plus 13 added to my 18. That's a 31.
Crapola.
And I am moving.
Yep.
And I have sense taken as my last feat. Did I take it? Mobility.
Oh, God.
So my AC for your attack opportunity is a 26.
Yeah, not the captain of a torpedo boat.
No, he's probably a lieutenant.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I mean, he has a pretty decent attack bonus even so. Orcs are strong. But, not like that. Yep.
So as the deck comes apart under him, this big burly elf swoops through the expanding wreckage, snatches him, and goes driving out into space.
Yep. I can see my house from here.
I think some elf needs the Suicidal Bravery Award.
Yeah.
We've gotten in the habit of kidnapping captains of ships. I've noticed.
Yep.
Yep.
Well, yeah.
Yeah, and in the meantime, yes, the other ship comes apart. Yeah, Stretch is like, aha, showing the crew how it's done. That's right. Actually, it was almost like he had a sixth sense of where the ship was going to be. It went right into the fire. He didn't have to compensate for gravity well bend or anything. It just seemed like, he set the shot where the ship ran into it. And it went to hell. Yeah, Daz goes, oh no, it's spewing goblins at me!
Not another stampede.
Yeah, not another stampede, sort of, yep. Magpie, okay, Magpie says, okay, the rules say familiars can use spells centered on self. Yep, can Quill use invocations and warlock abilities centered on self?
Yes.
Yes, sure, why not? Yeah, and Daz says it was point blank range. He almost cheated. Yep. Okay, so Arian's got the captain of the one ship, which is seriously damaged, and yes, it's a torpedo boat. The other ship is Flinders.
Mm-hmm.
For a split second, you see the guy sitting on the helm, looking around as the ship came apart around him. He's just the helm keeps going.
Well, technically, they're in our gravity plane in our air envelope, so all the goblins on that boat are floating around now.
Yeah.
Like,
four or five of them.
Yeah, and I don't. Does the helm just keep going?
Yeah.
I mean, at the point it comes detached from the ship, doesn't it stop being an engine, basically?
No.
It says spin is still attached to it, so.
Yeah.
No, it just keeps going.
Oh, he goes out of our air envelope and goes pop.
Okay, I'm going to try and catch him.
No, he doesn't, because he is still on the helm, which is attached to the spin dizzy. There is an etheric membrane.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
I'm going to try and catch him.
Well, he's just sitting there.
It's just a lot smaller now.
Yeah.
I
He's literally just sitting there because he's like, what happened to the ship? I was on point.
It literally looks like one of those cartoons where the car comes apart around the guy and he's left holding the steering wheel and then he falls down, It's like that.
I thought Ruvel was going after the other captain.
Yeah, it's Cersei's.
Oh, that's Cersei.
Oh no, I thought I heard Ruvel too.
Yeah, Ruvel's going after the other captain. Cersei's is going after this goblin that's out of control.
Gotcha. Celine says, brace for impact. Because the debris of the ship is about to land on in your gravity well.
Yep.
She duck and cover. She puts up her, right. She should have already had her bug suit on. She puts an arm over one of the other crew or something.
How big of an area does that cover, Dragon Magpie?
Okay, I'm gonna read back things that come in order. Daz asks, "Can I try and catch a goblin, or do goblins are they trying to grab onto you in terror?" Yeah, they're falling. Right when you hit a gravity well, right? A planet has a gravity well. That's why you fall. They're falling. They're crashing into the deck. Okay. Um. Yes, they're like ah. Magpie says that if anything seems like it'll come towards our ship, Quill will use entropic warding, which deflects things as entropic shield. Will leave no trail and cannot be tracked by scent. Since we are in shared envelopes, yeah, etheric membranes. Okay, right. Any spin dizzy or starfaring engine provides an etheric membrane. It's basically a Faraday cage, right?
Yeah, force field.
It's a force field. That's what it is, right? And so your little talismans provide a personal one, and the ship's engine provides one that covers the ship, right? It also acts like a gravity well, which is why you guys walk around like it's normal gravity. The only difference between things is that a bigger ship has a bigger and more powerful gravity well, even though the effect for people on the ship is like normal gravity. But a bigger ship will pull in a smaller ship.
Ships have more gravitons.
Yeah, basically. I mean,
Yeah,
it's magic, but if you want a scientific explanation.
Yeah, which means our ship was pulling these scout ships in anyway.
Yeah, it was.
Mm-hmm.
Right? And then now, the debris is headed our way if it didn't have too much momentum out the other way, right?
Yeah.
Stretch prepares to welcome our new guests. I sense a sinister tone there, Stretch. It's great. Yeah. Awesome. Okay, so a bunch of things are going on all at once. I think it may be time to roll initiative for anybody who's actively doing something.
Oh, I don't get to place my boom before? Because I was on the ship that didn't get blown away.
Yeah, okay. But so you're in the process of placing your boom, because remember it takes a minute or two to get inside the ship. Unless you're just going to hit the bottom and leave.
Oh, I was just going to hit the bottom
You're
and...
hit the keel? Okay.
Yep.
Alright, so you hit the keel with the boom and head out. It does have a timer, so that's your action for the round.
Yep.
Okay.
One of those actions for the round was to grab the captain.
Okay, well, make a grapple check, I guess, or bull rush, or whatever you're doing.
31.
Yeah, okay, no problem.
Look! Rovel?
He gets an attack of opportunity against him, too.
Yep. What's your AC?
22.
With the adaptation, like with the fact that you're moving and everything else?
Yeah, 22.
Rolled a 5. No. Alright. Daz has an initiative of 10. I think Stretch touched my dice!
Xerxes rolled 25.
Okay. This is just people who are actively doing something right now. If you're standing by in the med bay, don't bother rolling initiative,
And Ravel rolled natural 1.
Well, Rovel's kind of holding on to somebody right now anyway.
Hopping to 7.
Wow.
Yeah, Von Vin,
7?
it's...
Is that what I heard?
Yeah, I rolled a 3 on the dice.
Okay. 7 for Arian. Okay, 10 on the die for Stretch. So that...
I got a 28. Plus 12 to initiative does do a lot.
Yeah,
Okay.
I got 24.
24. What's Von been doing again? Sorry.
Anvin is standing by on the deck to provide assistance in whichever way she is required to, and she has a 12.
Okay. Well, what the hell?
I rolled a 15.
Okay.
Crowley
Yes.
rolled a 12.
That's my 15. Crowley 12. Huh.
Yes, it was
Alexander
strange.
got too close to stretch. Yep, this is where the improved initiative feat would come in handy.
That's what I've got.
Alright, is that it? Was Nimmelin doing something? She's trying to use her warlock powers to push people away from the deck? She should be rolling initiative as well, if so. Nimmelin? No, it gives the bonus to the caster. Okay. Let me look up the spell. Okay. I gotta ask, Magpie, is your E key broken? I mean, I read it. You know, 3s and E is pretty established. I don't know if you're just automatically doing it or if it's like the E key's broken.
Well, the 3 is directly above the E too, so.
Your keyboard, baby.
I'm on mobile for some reason. Okay. Alright, so as far as I know, the first person to get initiative was Arden. What are you doing?
I'm doing what I was told to and watching Madrillian's back to make sure he doesn't get attacked while he's doing the bomb stuff.
Copy that, so holding action. Next person on the list is Xerxes.
Xerxes grabs his goblin before he jets off into space on his own.
Okay. Make a piloting or knowledge or proficient spacefarer check.
22.
Okay. You are aware that he is accelerating. They were kind of in a holding pattern, but it is still starfaring speeds. You are going to have to compensate for that, and your mass is about the same. His gravitational field might be bigger. Which means you are going to have to make a curved approach and try to slow him down with your gravity before you can catch him.
Okay. And that's what I'm trying to do.
Okay? And make another piloting check. Thank you for the hail
Natural
hydrate.
20.
Plancha.
Beautiful. That's great. Okay. So that's a personal spell. Wherever Quill is, a magical field appears around you, glowing with a chaotic blast of multicolored hues. This field deflects incoming arrows, rays, and other ranged attacks. So basically, it's like you're creating your own spin dizzy force field. Right? Each ranged attack directed at you for which the attacker must make an attack roll has a 20% miss chance, similar to the effects of concealment. Other attacks that simply work at a distance are not affected. Yeah, he isn't really in combat. He was keeping a lookout. So he's kind of protecting his own ass. Okay, gotcha. Natural 20 to make the piloting check. Yeah, you start looping around him and slowing him down. It's going to take a couple rounds.
Okay.
But good work. Otherwise, you or him could have been seriously hurt if you'd gotten that wrong, by the way. Getting your arms pulled off at relativistic speeds is probably not something you want to do. Okay. It is Celine's turn. Celine is directing the people directing the weapons crews, so she is not acting other than that. Madrimlian.
I'm waiting for this thing to breach the keel so we can get in.
Yep.
Waiting for my kaboom.
Yeah, it blows up.
And I
All right,
said everything on that ship. I think does 10d6 damage.
Yeah.
He's only got about 20 hull points.
The ship flies
in
apart,
total.
along with pretty much everybody on it.
Yep.
This was the one where Aryan football checked the captain over the side.
Yeah.
Or the commander of the ship.
Yep.
Okay.
It's the one Ruvel football. The guy
I'll
over
check.
the foot.
Yeah.
Okay, Ruvel, reflex save.
Reflex save for Ruvel.
You have a
natural 1.
Natural 1. Of
Yep.
course, because it's a reflex save.
Yep,
And it's
Ruvel.
Of course.
Okay.
Ruvel's just shielding the captain with his body.
All right.
I think him and Raymar are cousins or something.
Yeah. That's our other game, by the way.
Yeah.
That's Chris's character in our other game. Okay, so the thing does 10d6 damage to the ship. What kind of damage do you think the flying debris does?
Probably 10d6.
You think just as much?
Oh, yeah. Well, actually, it does 10d6 hull points to the ship, which is like 100d6 hit points.
Right.
Oh.
Right?
But it won't do that to you, so we'll take it as
No.
hit points. Got it.
Right. I'll probably take double damage
Why?
because I rolled a natural 1.
Actually, that's true. Critical, right? I have an I crit.
Yeah.
That's what I have it for.
I fumble magic.
I fumble magic, yes. Well, or I could put I crit for the other, but nah.
Yeah. Yeah. You can do I crit for piercing too.
I love my I crit. For piercing? Is what you
Yeah.
do, not magic?
No, I do piercing.
Shrapnel's piercing. The boom would be the magic.
Hand wound. Normal damage and 1d2 dex damage, -4 penalty on all rolls using that hand until healed. Ruvel is right-handed.
Yes.
Make me a luck roll.
$17.
Okay, it is your left hand that will be damaged.
Is there shrapnel through the left hand?
Boom! Yep. Big sliver. Chunk! Sliver,
Yeah, he
you
threw
know.
his hand up in front of the captain's face.
Yep.
And a huge chunk of shrapnel got him right in the hand.
And the damage to everything else.
I take
and
it that means
1d2 dex damage, so you take 2 dex damage.
Okay.
Okay. Also. Okay. Now I gotta
question.
add. Quiet. I need to add. Okay? You hold your question for just a moment. No. 13, 14, 19, 21, 23, 6. All right, that would be 29 points of damage.
29?
Yep.
Okay.
Now, what's the question?
Wouldn't Arden and Madrilla have to make saves as well, since we were waiting to breach?
No.
No.
Okay.
Okay, the charge is shaped.
Right.
Here's the boat. There's where the charge is. Everything's going that way, not this way.
Right. Even Arian got his favorite loot, an enemy officer.
Okay. Stretch. Evola's turn. Oh, that is so unfair. My broom and loot target is nothing but scrap and goblins. Maths are evil. Yep. The bosun was checking on crew to see if anybody was hurt, but are you doing anything else in this round here, or is that what you're doing? Right? Daz says even Arian got his favorite loot, an enemy officer. Stands ready, sees incoming goblins, prepares to ensure security of ship if needed. Gotcha. Going to attack. Daz asks, do I see any blue goblins? Did I say I was wearing my tin hat? Yes, you did. I saw it. No, you do not see blue goblins. Actually, wait a minute. You might see blue goblins. Just a second.
15% chance. 18, 19, or 20 on a D20 means.
Okay, but consider that these are scout ships, right? Reporting on traffic through the wormhole.
Yeah, I'd give it a higher chance.
I would definitely give it a higher chance, wouldn't I?
Yeah.
I mean, it's not like they're common. They're hard to find,
No.
but they really might make an effort for this.
Mm-hmm.
But you are lucky, because I rolled like crap. So, no, you do not see a blue goblin. Okay. Okay, that stretches action. We have Vonvin and Crowley, and I assume Crowley probably has the higher dex.
Yes, he does.
All right, what's Crowley doing?
Where exactly am I located?
What is typically your station aboard the ship when you are in combat?
On deck in a bug suit.
Galley?
Or a galley, yeah.
The cook? Or when I'm in combat?
Yes. When the ship beats the quarters, where are you? You guys should all know this by now, actually.
He's on the deck in his bug suit with everybody else.
Right. So that's where you are.
Okay. Well, he's gonna await orders.
Okay.
What you want me to do next?
Okay.
Last time I went up all half-cocked, and that was a problem, so...
Right.
I wait,
The current orders are brace for impact.
and that's what I'm doing.
Okay. Perfect. And I see that Stretch says, any goblins come close, I give them a chance to surrender. If not, then I take them down. Currently, everything's still in motion. All the stuff is flying towards you. Goblins and pieces of boat and everything.
Take some cover.
Pieces of goblin.
Oh, I'm sorry. I missed Yasma. Yasma, what are you doing?
So both ships are blowing up, right?
Yep.
So there's no real enemies to go after because they're all blowing up, right?
Right.
So I'm just bracing for impact then.
Okay. Vonvin.
There we go. That helps if I turn on my mic.
It does help.
Yeah. Brace for impact. Take some cover.
Okay. Yeah, since you said you were standing ready to see if anybody was injured, you see this wooden fucking spear basically blow right through the glove bit, the gauntlet on Ruvel's
Alright.
suit, and his arm basically gets chopped up really good.
Okay, dodge incoming debris and go fix Rovel.
Okay.
Ruvel's heading back to the ship anyways with this.
Yeah, but there's a bunch of shit flying this way, and it might be easier to get missed if I'm in the air.
Good point. Okay. Daz. And Arian will be next, so I'll hear what Arian's doing while Daz types in the chat.
Tell us, is it an orc I snatched off or a goblin or?
Oh, it's an orc. Yeah.
I tell this orc in Elven. I don't know if he speaks Elven. Well, I speak Common too, whatever that is.
Elfin.
So yeah, in Elfin, I will tell him. Well, if you don't want to die, hold on, and I'll swing back to drop him on the ship and see if I can snag a goblin on the way.
Okay.
If he tries to fight me, I'll just take him outside the area envelope and let him go.
Makes sense. All right. Make a grapple check to grab a goblin. Daz, same for you. Tried to grab a goblin in a fancier uniform, an 8 of sorts. Good idea. Both of you can make a grapple check to see if you can pick up a goblin. You're operating with one hand, Arian, so you take I think that's a -4 penalty. You already have something in your arms.
11.
Yeah, no, you don't catch a goblin.
Okay.
Is the goblin's trying to be caught?
The goblin has no choice. The goblin is currently traveling in space at the trajectory of boom.
Yeah.
It is not a skydiver and cannot prepare to be grabbed. It's going, ah!
Nice, Daz.
Daz, on the other hand, does catch a goblin. Good work. All right. Alessander will... Oh. Shit. I don't know what he's going to do here. I could just get the sick bay ready because he's preparing for incoming wounded, I guess. And Ruvel.
Ruvel will finally turn and head back towards the ship.
Going, ow, 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 ow,
Right,
ow,
hold
ow.
on to this guy. Tell this guy if you want to die, just keep fighting.
I love trajectory of boom. Really? My cat made a very loud meow.
Which one?
Ash.
Yeah.
It's probably informing me it's dinner time.
Yep.
Which it will be as soon as the game's done. Yeah, he'll... Hang on. Because he's not stupid. Okay. All the shit hits the deck. Everybody make a reflex save if you're on the deck. If you're below deck, don't worry about it.
But if you're above the deck, but not on the deck.
Don't worry about it. Actually, no, you make a reflex save because you're trying to dodge through, but I'll give you a +4 bonus because you're flying. and actively trying to dodge. What, kitty? Come here, Bum. This is my Ash kitty. He is a pathetic sucky hole. Yes.
19.
Nice.
Yeah, since reflex is not a good thing for her.
Silly bum kitty. Okay, 19. So, just a second here. I'm finding your name. There it is. Okay, Stretch got a 12 on the die. Okay. Do you collect stowaways of desperate goblins grabbing on? I'll remind you of the same thing that I just told somebody else, which is that the goblins cannot grab anything because they cannot stop themselves. They are traveling forward at the trajectory of boom. They are flying free in the air and really have no ability to grab shit.
I rolled a 27.
Okay,
Well, I rolled a 17, got 27.
gotcha.
24 for Crowley.
Okay. Anybody else on the deck need to make a roll?
I don't think anybody else is on the deck.
Okay.
Did Crowley do his roll?
Yeah, I did.
Yeah.
I just heard it. He just gave it to me. Arden was hovering nearby. It was not there.
Arden's watching Wonderland's back.
Right.
Yep. Ira did roll a reflex save. If you needed to.
Yeah.
I got 19.
Okay. Yeah, you guys managed to avoid the falling debris and spewing goblins. Let's see how much damage these poor goblins take when they hit the deck. Yeah, so a couple of them die outright when they make impact. A couple of them are just kind of mashed up. Okay. And that basically ends the combat, although dealing with the aftermath of this point is relevant because there's nothing else flying at you, there's nothing left to shoot at.
Let's collect goblins.
Yeah, Stretch said that he was standing ready, and so did Crowley. So they start collecting up goblins before they start being a problem.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, is the helm still intact in the other ship? Or was that blown to bits?
Yeah, that's blown to hell.
Okay. Yep. Collect goblins.
Xerxes flies out and gets that goblin. I got you, buddy, he says. In Orcish.
Thanks, he says.
Just hang on.
You don't have to tell me twice, he says. Same thing with the goblin that Daz rescued. Thanks, he says. Yeah, you get to Ruvel. How badly is Ruvel hurt? What kind of percentage?
His arm's almost useless. He's taking 99% of his arm's hit points.
Yeah, that's a bad break. He looks like he's going to need surgery, or he will probably lose the arm.
Yeah, he sets the captain down and looks at Longin. I think I'm hurt, he says.
Yeah, his arm's basically hanging, you know.
Yeah,
by a
you're hurt.
string.
I can just cure moderate and that should do the job, eh?
No.
Or am I gonna
because
have to take him down for surgery?
I mean it. You're gonna have to take him down for surgery.
We're gonna have to piece your arm back together. She says, "Come on, let's go." She uses
Tap
the
the
suit
captain's
comm.
face on the chest. Says, "Don't create a problem. I'll be back."
Yeah, he just kind of watches as you go. He's like looking around the deck.
Yeah, she'll suit call down to Alessander. I'm bringing in Ruabel. He just about lost his entire arm. We're going to have to put it back together.
Oh, bloody hell, he says. Yeah, bit of a buzz on Aaron's mic. Yeah, I hear it too.
Yeah, I'm sorry. My headphones. That better?
Yes.
Midtermling goes, Captain, I think we're going to have to create some smaller charges.
Apparently, she says.
I do not want to see that happen again.
She says, let's collect the prisoners and get anyone to the
Avalana.
sick bay that needs it.
Yep.
Matter of fact, she says to Alessander on their way down, I hope to hell you've got practice at this because I sure hell don't.
He says, I might know a thing or two, he says. We might want to get Celine's assistance. I don't know if she's gotten any practice, but she might have.
All right. Von Vin to Celine.
Go
You
ahead.
got any surgery practice?
Yeah, she says.
We got to put Ruavel's arm back together.
You have the con, Commander.
Avalana, I have the con.
I might be able to be of some assistance.
Does he have any surgery background?
I have healing and I do have psionic repair, which means I could probably help mend the bones back together.
Sonic repair only works on inanimate objects.
Yep.
It says will negates.
Yeah.
Well, how can an inanimate object have will?
Right. I guess that's true.
I mean, I don't imagine that it
Well,
repairs
magic items.
Oh, that's true. I mean, but come on, what is the use case there, right?
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I mean, it might be
Up to you.
Mend might work.
I mean,
Yeah.
technically,
the
if
same
his
thing.
if his arm is separated from him, doesn't it become an inanimate object?
Yeah,
Yeah, pretty
that's
much.
what I'm saying, right? So, yeah, it might actually help to repair the arm. She says, all right, you're with me, she says to Madrimlian, let's go.
Avalana.
Scrub up, she says. We disinfect before surgery here.
Avalana. And he does.
Which is something they didn't know in the Napoleonic Wars, but I figure elves have been around a lot longer and probably do. All right. Okay, checking the chat crew here.
Corporal Dazzlecat, says Xerxes. Escort our new prisoners to the brig or to the infirmary as necessary.
Yep, lands on the deck with her fancy dressed goblin. She keeps trying to pick up pet goblins. Avalanche, she says. Yep. Actually, she probably does say aye, aye, actually. Right, I forgot she served on a human ship for a while. Aye, aye,
Yep.
she says. Okay. Stretch says, thinks gonna need a mop bucket again. Oh crap, that looks bad, says Nimlin is either saying or thinking. That looks like a think, so I'm gonna take it that way. Right? Stretch says, once goblins are dealt with, grabs a few of the crew, gets started on cleaning goblin guts off the deck. Yep. The spell does not affect creatures, including constructs. The spell has no effects on objects that have been warped or otherwise transmuted, but it can still repair damage done to such items. Interesting.
True. Thing is, I'm working on the bone, not the actual person. Haha.
No.
Okay.
No, it
I will.
specifically does not affect creatures, including constructs, so no, it does not apply.
Yeah, it's sort of hair splitting.
Yeah. Dang.
If you had glue seal, that might be useful at this point, but
Actually, hang on. I wonder.
Celine hands a potion or something in a bottle anyway, to Ruavel and says, "Here, drink this."
What is it?
Drugs, she says, "good ones."
Thank you. Pops it and slugs the thing. Tasty, he says.
Nods approvingly. When you start to feel like your head's floating, let me know, she says.
Isn't more? Isn't my head's floating on the drugs instead of the pain?
Well, you'll know the difference, she says. You'll notice the pain, you just won't care, she says.
Yeah, I'm getting there.
Good stuff, she says.
I'm going to take a little break now, he says.
You do that.
good idea.
I wonder.
He just passes out.
Okay, don't need to do the distract then.
Okay. Okay, if Madrimlian does not have magic or psionics which directly aid,
Nope.
he will be called when he is needed. Otherwise, he is in the way. Please go see to some of the more minor injuries, she says.
Avalana. Yep. And we'll actually tend to the wounded goblins that come in.
Right, okay, so people are bringing in the wounded goblins. Yes, they have to be seen to as well. What's Arian doing?
I guess I'm helping scoop up all the goblins that are still floating around in our gravity well and catching the ones that are outbound. Do they appear to have some kind of amulet, or are they going pop when they finally fly past the etheric membrane?
Yep. Yep, basically it's catching them as they go by.
Yeah, but some of them are outbound, right?
Yep, some of them are outbound.
So do they have amulets, or do they go pop when they go past the etheric membrane?
You know what? I imagine that probably a couple of them do go pop. Right? Because I do not think the Fomorian forces have enough money to equip everybody with amulets at the moment.
Yep. So the ones we can't catch that get past us and go out of the etheric membrane go pop, and that answers a question we had.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, just doing what we can to catch all we can.
Yeah, they basically, they turn into popsicles and then pop. Okay, Daz sends escorts with wounded goblins to the healers. Nimmelin, sitting in bed with a book surrounded by injured goblins and orcs, she turns to a goblin and says, "Want to trade cusses?" "Why not?"
Yeah, Madriman will talk to them in Goblin, let him know what he's doing. And he's trying to help.
"Kind of surprised, but I'll take it," he says. Daz rounds up the healthy goblins and makes them strip for the ritual hosing down before going into the brig. She also empties their pockets and takes their bootlaces and belts. Yep. Let's see. Okay, I imagine that Von Vin can serve as assistant to Celine in that situation, so Alessander will be taking care of some of the other things that need taken care of. He will hose down all the damn goblins unless they're too injured to do it, in case of infection. Yes, alright, so here's the moment of truth, guys. Let's see how well the surgery goes. And aren't you lucky I rolled a 16? Which is not my total, because actually she's quite good at this, so.
You want some knowledge nature assistance?
Yeah, actually that would be directly relevant and important.
I was thinking, okay, what does Von Vin got that could help with this? Knowledge nature.
Yep.
Herbalism.
Absolutely. Anatomy.
Herbalism does fuck all in this situation.
Yep. Herbalism would have been is good for the recovery and is
Yep.
good for the drugs, but is not good for the surgery.
Just give me half a second here because they changed the sheets around and I haven't gotten around to fixing mine, so it's not reading right. Because I know I put points in knowledge nature. I have to have more than +4.
Gotcha.
No, it didn't translate across for some fucking reason, and I have no clue. Okay.
Well, estimate. I'll trust you.
Well, considering it's a class skill, so that gives her another 3.
Well, yeah. 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, and we'll call it 27. We'll say I had 4 points in it.
Okay.
That should give you like a +4, I think, or something.
Yeah,
or
I
however
think
it
so.
works.
Why don't you tell me what your intelligence modifier is, and I can give you a good estimate of your amount of skill in it.
My intelligence modifier is... Oh, of course it doesn't have it on that one.
What's your intelligence score?
Bloody fucking... I can't even see my sheet right now because of stupid thingy. 18.
So you get +4 for that, +3 for it being a class skill, and you have 7 ranks in it.
Yeah. And I rolled
So
like a 19.
14.
So. Plus 19 on the die, so.
So 33.
Yeah. Guess you get a +6.
Yeah, I would say so. Yeah, you inform her, to not neglect things like the little tiny tendons that connect the fingers, right?
Yep.
Stuff like, yes, these nerve endings should probably be put close together so they can grow back, etc.
Yeah, little capillaries that are also nerve endings. That's a thing.
Yep.
It's one of those things that part of why us people with fibro actually tend to have very sensitive skin and sense of touch. We have extras.
Gotcha.
And when our blood circulation is poor, we get extra pain too to go with those.
Oh, that makes sense. That makes a lot of sense.
Explains why, a little tiny blackhead on somebody's back feels like a grain of sand under my fingertips. Yeah.
Yep. Yep. Quill comes and sits on Nimmelin. Gotcha. Were any of the goblins armed with a sheathed sidearm? I doubt they remained attached. You can probably find 1 or 2 weapons littered on the deck that are not so damaged that they are useless.
Any claws?
Sure.
Okay.
I mean, those are common goblin weapons, aren't they?
No, only among the Meteors cartel.
Only among the Meteors cartel?
Yeah.
Okay, you know what? 1.
At this time, they're common in the second Unhuman War.
Gotcha.
Or the second Interstellar War.
Okay, 1.
Yeah. But I'm just noting that because Daz and Magpie and them, who were talking to the goblins
And
before,
Crowley.
would know.
And Crowley.
And Crowley
Are aware
would
of the
know that
significance.
it's a significant weapon. That means that there's somebody from the Meteors cartel on this ship. Or if they survived.
Yep. And we're at 9 o'clock, so I think this is a good place to call it. We'll leave it a little bit up in the air. Finishing a story of Goblin, and that's how I swallowed a whole carp for science. Admirable, says the Goblin, looking respected, like this has earned his respect. All right, well done tonight, guys.
Quick question before we all run away.
Sure.
We had found a couple of items in that ship.
Yes, I forgot to do them up this week. I will do them up over the course of this week, and we'll have them for next week.
Yeah. There are items. I want you guys to have some magic. It's time. You need it.
Right.
So, Aaron is supposed to be the one taking care of this. He was sick for a couple
All
weeks.
week, yeah.
Right, and just wasn't up to it. He slept most of the time, and he forgot when he was reminded this week. We will do it next week. You will have it before the next big battle.
Okay.
Have a good night, guys. We're heading home.
Yeah, you bet. Make sure to upgrade your characters if you haven't already. It will be important.
I'm already at level 9, so.
Okay. Do you get ability score upgrades? Not sort of. It depends on your level. Once every 4 levels, is it? You add 1 to an ability score?
Yep.
Okay. It's a slow progression. Right? Daz says, cool. Dazzle made sure the goblins have put their clothes back on and tries to teach them to hold their pants up with their hands. Yes, we took all the belts. We're going to shut down all the portraits now because we don't need them anymore, and we're just kind of doing wind down here. There we go. And then they get stuffed in the brig. Gotcha. Next level, says Magpie. Yeah, good job tonight, guys. That was really interesting. One of these days, Ventremlian is going to learn not to go off half-cocked and blow everything up.
Well, Madrimlin did let the captain know his plan, and she said, go, yes.
Go get the helm, she said. You said you were going to destroy the helm, not that you were going to blow the ship to Kingdom Come.
I wasn't intending to blow the entire ship to Kingdom Come. That's why when he came back, I think we need to get some smaller charges.
You know how much damage these do by now.
We can breach the side of fucking Mana Wars with them.
You didn't think this through.
Yeah.
And it's... Yeah.
And that's why he's making plans to make smaller charges for these types of ships.
Basically, you just put a charge that you would put on a battleship to blow the charge, like a mine that they'd use to blow a battleship, on a 25-foot
schooner.
No, like open-faced boat.
Oh God, sailboat.
It's a gunboat, a sailboat. You know, it's nothing. It's got like 5 people on it. And you just slapped the fucking humongous charge on it and blew it to Kingdom Come.
Fuzzy mic again there, dear.
Oh, sorry.
But yeah.
Yeah, no, Madrimlin is now realizing, this is too big. We're gonna need a smaller one to get into the breach of helms. Well, at least we have one spin dizzy out of for salvage, thanks to Xerxes.
No, he left the fucking spin dizzy yet, into space. He didn't give a shit about that. That thing's fucking heavy.
Yeah.
He just got the goblin.
Arian's about the only one who can carry one of those back.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's legit.
Yeah, Xerxes is strong. He's not that strong.
Yep.
He's not Arian strong.
Of course, now that it's out, now that it's not being powered, it is going to be affected by the gravity well of our ship and come back in.
No.
Nope. Okay.
No, it maintains power for 2d8 days.
Oh, gee.
Right. When there's nobody on. Otherwise, as soon as somebody got on it, all the air would go out of the ship.
Right.
Right. So it's just going to carry on at that speed for
a while.
Yeah.
Maybe ever.
Ever. Right.
it might, and remember, it's still space. Momentum still works. There's nothing to slow it down. Once
Right.
the spin dizzy runs out, it will still be traveling along at that speed.
At relativistic speeds.
At
Yes.
some point, it is going to randomly kill somebody or maybe a planet.
It won't kill a planet, but it's going to fucking hit something.
Sable,
At
you
relativistic
should
speeds.
make a note about that thing because I can totally see the privateers encountering this later.
Yup.
Just a random spin dizzy out in space. What the hell?
I was gonna say, wouldn't it eventually get captured by the sun's or the star's gravity well in this system
Yes.
Yeah.
and drawn down into it?
Yes.
The likelihood is it's going to hit the fucking sun at relativistic speeds. But,
Which fortunately isn't going to do much to the sun.
unfortunately, it's a sun, which means that it's going to shrug that off like a fucking, zit.
Oh, look at the corona ejection.
All I got,
Big sunspot.
all I gotta say is, there's probably a lot of spin dizzies out there that's just floating around from destroyed ships.
It does make for spectacular northern lights.
Yep, this is true. This is true. Yeah. Okay, I see Nimmelin's commentary. It's hilarious. Starts talking about how much she hates her mother's taste in corsets, describes her mother's preferences as a kind of Iron Maiden, shares dreams of a microbrewery retirement. That's hilarious. All right. Thanks for joining us tonight, everybody. How do you guys feel about this game? Was it fun? Is there anything you would have preferred?
Fancy dressed goblin prisoner. Yes, that's made a note. Fancy dress means you probably got a master's mate or a master.
Probably.
I'm actually doing up the Fomorian Navy as we speak. It's my nano project.
Yep, that's what he's working on, so that we can do it properly. And he's going to compare eras too. He keeps asking me questions about what's different in the Solstice Pact era from the, Elathan Empire era.
Yeah.
Yes, he's making Hero Forge picks. Aren't they
Yep.
great? Aren't they cool? I think they look great.
Yeah, I got uniform picks.
Hey, do you happen to have a link handy for that article? You could drop it in the chat there, honey. I'm sure
It's a draft.
It's a draft still? Okay.
Yeah.
Because I'm sure people would be happy to have a look. That's what made me think of fancy dressed, says Daz.
Yeah.
Makes sense.
Yep.
All right, so let's have a look at what's going on over the course of the next week here. The next game is the 21st.
No, it's not. Oh, wait, we can do the elimination stream before it.
We can do what?
The elimination stream
stream.
before
The
it.
elimination stream happens in the Sable's World Forge slot at that time.
Right.
Yeah, so from between 12 and 3.
Okay. I'm planning on doing it, but be aware that this will be an elimination day for Game of Tomes.
Yeah.
I may be exhausted. Right? I'm going to try to get a jump on it and not be, but it would be the 4th elimination stream. And yeah, I might be, and if I can't think, I can't do this, and you guys want me to be awake in order to do this next episode, because if you guys reach Talasia, things are going to get interesting. So, either way, I can try to do it, right? But I may hold off the big fight, so it might be a short game. Just be aware that, I'll do my best, but I don't know what kind of condition I'm going to be in.
There's things that happen when you reach Talasia.
Yeah, major plot points. I'll just say that.
Well, Madrilyn's going to do a calculation on where that helm, that spin dizzy's heading. Because if it's heading in the same direction we have to head, there could be trouble.
Okay,
It could actually crash onto Talasia.
So I'm done with the game now, so make a note of this and we can talk about it next time.
Yep.
Okay. All right, so the next thing that's going to happen, I guess, yeah, that's the next game. So we'll leave it at that. Thank you for joining us tonight. Awkward, yeah. Oh no, Dazzle is returning home. We can have a beach filler episode. Yeah, pretty much. Pretty much. Right? Maybe we'll do something off screen with Evolith. And if nothing else, then if we do that, maybe we'll run that if there is no game next week. But like I said, I'm planning on doing it. It just might not be like, you know, it might not be the next major plot point. All right. We're going to roll the credits reel now. Thank you very much for joining us tonight, everybody. Our next stream will be on Tuesday at 2 p.m. Pacific, 5 p.m. Eastern, 10 p.m. UTC, and in the UK. And I think that makes it 7 a.m. Wednesday morning in Australian Eastern Time.
It's the elimination stream.
That's the elimination stream. The next elimination stream for Game of Tones happens at that time. So tune in for that, guys. Which house will fall next? Woohoo! And then I'll be back as my usual time on Wednesday. Toy Soldiers Old School is game mastered by Sable Aradia and created by Diane Morrison. Audio and video provided by Zoom. Sound effects and ambience provided by Sirenscape. Music provided by White Sand. Check out his Patreon at patreon.com/whitesand. Character images and profiles provided by Hero Forge. Mapping software provided by Campaign Cartographer 3+, World Spinner, and Incarnate with adaptations in Adobe Photoshop. Gaming software provided by Fantasy Grounds, Hero Lab, and World Anvil. Check out our campaign at www.worldanvil.com/w/Toy Soldier Saga or at this link right here. I'm a little behind in uploading episodes, guys. I've been a bit busy. Alright! The Toy Soldier Saga is copyright 1995 by Diane Morrison, all rights reserved. I do believe Coffee is up on Twitch, are they not?
Coffee's up, yes.
Alright, we're gonna raid Coffee.
Chaotica's up.
Chaotica's up. We never get to raid Chaotica. Maybe I should raid Chaotica. Who else is up?
Yeah, Pride's up, but that might be a lobby, I'm not sure.
Okay, I didn't see anybody turn in words for Game of Tones, but obviously if you have been writing, bring out your words. You have about a minute. I don't think anybody was.
Yeah, Pride's usually running a lobby.
Nah, it's cool. You're here to game, so that's alright. That's great. We're gonna raid Chaotica. Because it is Game of Tones, if you are playing Game of Tones, you can shout your house motto, or for the tone, or may the words be ever in your favor. If you are not, then feel free to shout prepare to be boarded, because we are the Sable's Frontiers. Thanks everyone, I've really had a good time, and we'll see you next week.